How's it going, everybody? And welcome to the third episode of The Gift of the Jab. Um, this episode is brought to you by Fit Meals AE. I'm not there eating it, so there's no product to show. But I just had the caffeine kick fish snack oats. Really tasty. I'm currently on their lean meal plan, so basically it works out at like 600 calories per meal, and I went with the um, breakfast, snack, and two main meal options. So basically, it gives me about 1,800 calories a day, and then I make up the rest of my calories throughout the day. Then, with like other meals or snacks and stuff like that. But if you're in Dubai and you're watching this and you're thinking about getting your nutrition on point, or you're trying to lose weight gradually, or whatever the cause may be, get onto Fit Meals. Um, Tasty meals guaranteed. Saves you the hassle of cooking, and more importantly, it's just very very convenient if you're a busy person like myself. Yeah, I'm in Dubai at the minute. Had a bad few days here now. So I'm going to start off with a bit of negativity to the podcast. So yesterday, was chilling by the pool, and I was kind of half dozing off sunbathing, and got a few kind of emails back to back, but I was kind of dozing, so I wasn't really paying much attention to them. And when I actually finally looked, I seen that there was activity on my Instagram to my email. So I had two new logins from the voices that the uh, the profile didn't recognize. And then the third email I got was one to say that my email got changed. So they actually changed my whole email to a new email address. So it got completely hacked right through. So now I can't even send any password requests or anything like that, because they all just go to the new email that's registered with the account. So I'm kind of fuming, because normally when this happens, they'll send you an email to say, "Is this you?" like a verification email, and I didn't even get that. I just got the email to say, "Yeah, it was the email was changed." So now I have no Nathan Kelly MMA Instagram account at the minute. They've been putting up all this trading, forex trading shit, and I got a lot of people to report it. They blocked me from viewing the account, because I have on my account center through Instagram, I had me MMA page, me podcast page, and me SAE page. And when I actually copped onto what was going on, I went onto the account center, and I looked, and there was two profiles. One who I actually knew. One was a random. Sorry, four profiles. One who I knew. One fella who looked like an Irish name who I didn't know, and then there was two. Other accounts, like bot looking accounts. So I went on and got rid of the bot accounts, and then when just as I was excuse me, just as in the process of getting rid of the other two, he actually deleted me off the account center, and I got kicked out of my account, and I got removed my account center. So now when I try to log in with my actual email address, I can only log in through the SAE or the podcast page. So yeah, I'm screwed. I put many strongly worded emails through to the support of Instagram, Instagram support email. Sorry, so just waiting to hear back to see if they can fix it. I said I'll do a photo ID and video verification and stuff like that. As I'm a verified profile, it shouldn't be a hassle. But trying to get a reply from Instagram now is going to be a hassle. So I sent like 7 or 8 emails last night. I sent more today. Um. So yeah, I don't know what to do there. So if anyone has any tips or tricks when they're listening back on what to do, what I actually think got me caught out was that there was a lad I know. I'm not gonna say his name, but his account texted me saying, "Oh, I'm in this competition. Could you please vote for me? It would mean a lot to me." So I was like, "Yeah, sound." So I went in and clicked into it, because I know the guy, so I didn't think it would be spam. I thought I'd actually be helping him out. So I went in, clicked into it, then you had to do a sign in through your Instagram thing. So I typed in my details, and it wouldn't let me sign in for some reason, even though my password and stuff was correct. So I backed out of it then. Then, funny enough, when I looked at my account center, one of the accounts that was registered on it was that same profile. So he must have got hacked or whatever it may be, as well, or whatever the circumstances were. So now I'm logged out of me account. I'm just shy of 15k followers there now, and yeah, I'm hoping I can get that back because it's took me a lot of work to get to the amount of followers I have. All me kind of work related contacts are there through my Instagram as well. So yeah, and then today I'm in the middle of recording this podcast, but before I started to record it, I went look. I have a tripod stand, and I went looking for my tripod connector. Couldn't find it, so that's gone as well now. So I'm losing everything day by day, slowly. Everything's just getting taken away from me. So I have like a MacGyver style set up here now. Just fixed a few things around, got some stuff elevated, and now I have the camera in a nice position. That's just about does me justice here. But yeah, that's the last 2 days for me. But I'll get away from the negative for now, and I'll touch on to some positive. One of the main positives this week or last week was Arsenal getting through to the next round of the Champions League. Obviously the week before, Declan Rice 2 cracking free kicks, and then Marino's lovely first time finish into the bottom corner. Like I think I literally watched them free kicks. I can't remember. I can't even put a figure as to how many times I watched them. Especially the second one. The second one was something sent from heaven, top right corner, no stopping it for any keeper. And then obviously then last week then beating them then in Madrid 1-0. That was unreal. And sorry, 2-1, was it 2-1? Sorry. Yeah, that was unreal. Into the next round against PSG, I'm gonna have a tough battle there. They're going to be looking to get redemption against us from our win at the start of the season, and also they're on good form now at the minute as well. Luis Enrique's doing a great job with them, so it's going to be a great match when we play them now in the future. So fingers crossed we can get to the final and either face Barca or Inter. So I'd say. I'd say this could be. I hate saying this could be the year, and I hate being that one to be like, "Oh, today this year's our year." But do feel it in my heart this could be the year we win the Champions League and the fourth season of the new Champions League format. It would be really, really great if we could win that. But here's hoping. Here's hoping. As an Arsenal fan, get me hopes up a lot, and yeah, get let down a lot. So we've yet to win a good, nice, competitive trophy, and to win the Champions League, considering all the second places we've had now the last few years, to win the Champions League this year would be absolutely unreal. So fingers crossed we get that done. Praying to God and praying to whoever can help us do it that we will win it this year. I'll never forget the last Champions League final we got to Barcelona 06. What age was I? I was 97. I was about 9 years old watching the final in the house. And, obviously, um, we got 1-0 up. Saul Campbell, I think it was, scoring. Then I don't know whether I can't really remember too well if went 1-1 and then Lehman got sent off, but Lehman ends up getting sent off. He takes off Robert Perez, which then leads to Robert Perez wanting to leave the club the next season. And then, if I'm not mistaken, Etu scored the winner. If I'm not mistaken, I can't. It's a bit of a blur because it was an emotional day. But I'll never forget when we lost. I went on a pure temper tantrum, proper white boy anger, punching me kitchen table, crying, like being an absolute proper white trash white boy. My mum was only sure to give me a clatter across the back of the head, telling me to cop on. She's like, leave me alone, leave me alone. She didn't understand. She doesn't understand the passion we have, especially when you get into it, possibly winning your first Champions League, especially against Barcelona back in 06. That's a big achievement. But yeah, I was very upset for that day, and it's just left a tragic scar in me heart since then. But yeah, I went full white boy on it, boxing the table, crying, no, it's not fair, it's not fair. But here we are, we're moving on gradually. So to get to the final this season and win, and imagine we got to the final against Barcelona and righted all the wrongs. Nearly 10 years to the date of us getting to the final, be 9 years to the date, thereabouts. That would be great. So here's hoping. Here's hoping. But yeah, I'm in Dubai at the minute. I'm over here now. I'm staying here now till the end of May. I was actually meant to go home on, which would be yesterday, Sunday. It's Monday now. I'm recording this. I was meant to go home yesterday, but I thought I'd extend it by another month and just, I'm in a bit of position now. I have a bit of damaged ribs. My eyebrow was just about healed from the fight. Um, just about took the stitches out there. Yes, today was the last stitch, kind of fell out, or I cut it off. So my eye's starting to heal now, but my ribs are giving me a little bit of a problem. So very limited to what I can do with my training. I'm over here doing a little bit of boxing and strength and conditioning and the like, just to keep me tipping over and keep the weight down and just to keep, somewhat level of sharpness. Um, but yeah, so I decided to stay the extra month or so, and seeing as I'm kind of limited to what I can do with me training, to go home and just sit at home and not to be able to train there as much, it would suck. I'm in the good weather here, so I said I may as well stay. Try to develop some of my tan, so I'm doing a bit of sunbathing and need to get rid of these white beaters. I'm gonna get a proper farmer's tan, walking around with a white beater on. Gonna have some farmer's tan, but we're getting there anyway. Tan's getting topped up gradually, and yeah, we're getting there. So I will hopefully be a darker shade of white going back to Ireland when the time comes. I'm actually heading back to Ireland for the end of May, which is actually going to be me nephew's confirmation is the last week of May. So he asked me to be his sponsor. So I'm going to be walking up, kitted out, me and my nephew kitted out, looking slick, walking him up to the aisle, hand on the shoulder. You know, I don't know, I can't remember what you do with a sponsor. Did they get communion or what? But we'll be, if we do get communion, we're going to be necking back that communion, doing a good old honest service in the church. And yeah, hopefully then me nephew can make throw a few bob towards him. I'll have to throw him a few quid in the car now since he asked me for it to be a sponsor. And I'm gonna be one of them. I'm gonna be a boaster. I'm gonna hand him a good few quid. So when he's talking to his mates how much they earned, he'd be like, "Yeah, my uncle gave me this." So he can brag to his friends about how much I gave him in the card. It's not like he does that already. He always brags to them about me anyway. So I'm fairly well respected in Adam's class. They all get excited whenever he talks about me, and he loves to brag whenever I'm fighting and stuff like that. As you would when you're young, when you're young, you look for any way to have a little bit of bragging rights among your peers, especially as a young kid. If you can kind of show off, yeah, my uncle's a professional fighter, they love it. You know what I mean? They love it. They all buy into it. So it's funny, and I think I get mad enjoyment out of it to know that like he's getting to be the person who like every kid wants to be in terms of having like a cool relation who's like a professional athlete and they're fighting on the telly and stuff like that. Every kid wants, like I said, have the bragging rights. So he's doing well now. At the minute he has them, the little bollocks. So have to make sure he doesn't get too braggy. I don't like that now. I don't like someone who's too braggy. You can get carried away with themselves. But so yeah, that's me end of May plans. I still don't know about me next fight. Haven't heard anything back of when they might want me to fight again or what the story is. So I must get on to PFL and see when or if I'm fighting again now this year. If I am fighting again this year, it would be nice to maybe have one towards the end of the year, or else if they could get me on maybe the finals card of the tournament and just have like a showcase fight on that, which is going to be the 1st of August. That would be sweet too. So I'd get a good like 10 week training camp. If well, it'll be more from now, but I'd like to get a good like 8 to 10 weeks of training camp in for that after I let my body heal a little bit. Um, but yeah, my last fight obviously didn't go so well. Lost in the first round of the tournament. Just had a really, really bad night. 2 bad nights back to back really makes you question yourself as a person, as an athlete, and like it's very, very humbling. It's very, very hard to take, especially getting finished twice in a row. Like I went through all my amateur career without getting finished. I lost my first ever pro fight debut by TKO, so that hit me hard. But I was on, I had a horrible weight cut. There's loads of circumstances to me, maybe not performing that night. But here's them making an excuse as well. Um, but yeah, I lost the last two by finish, and I would, fairly consider myself a hard to finish type person. I'm very well rounded, good at defending things, good defense and offense, and I'd always kind of pride myself in being able to kind of grind it out if I was losing, even to grind it out to the decision. But the last two fights didn't go my way. Um, Especially the last one there got cut in my eye. As you know, I got a heavy head kick at the start that just wobbled me. Then I ended up keeping my composure. Then I got dropped again, which was actually I got dropped, but I ended up buckling my knee during it. So I think that was a big part to play in me actually getting dropped. And the inside of my knee is a little bit damaged from that. So yes, I have to. I'm just addressing that now at the minute as well. So some much needed downtime. I've had a lot of back to back to back fights. I've been so busy for the last like 4 or 5 years that I've just not had a chance to even think. Now I have a little bit of time to think and assess and address my training, become a little bit more in tune with my mental side, like taking a bit of time to reflect, taking a bit of time to recover, assess, and like I said, when the time is right, I'll be back and ready to go because 2 losses in a row stings. It really does sting. It hurts. So I'll be looking to get some redemption now this year when the time comes, and if not this year, early next year, it'd be great. So that's more or less the fighting thing summed up. I have some business stuff lined up now that I'm trying to get into. So I've always wanted to get into property. From like I always said from a young age I would love to invest in property, and if I made enough money through fighting, I would invest in property. Now I'm nowhere near investing, having the funds to invest in an actual property, but I've been doing a lot of research because wanted to get into buy to let, and just the price of it is very very high. So I was looking to get into what after I'd done some research and saw some videos online and did a bit of understanding of it and watching videos and reaching out to people. Rent to rent is quite good in the UK market. So I did a little bit of research, and there's a lad, Adam McEnroe. He actually trains out in TNKF. He's in the same business, so I reached out to him and just got a bit of information off him, and he gave me some advice, and he advised me to, because I was looking at maybe doing it in Dubai initially, but to set up a company in Dubai and to rent properties here, it costs you a lot of money. It could cost you anywhere from like 30 to 40 grand euro. So it's a little bit out of budget as at the minute, as I don't fucking obviously have that money. But he advised me to get into rent to rent in the UK because it's cheaper setup cost to start a company. And then like that, you're only an hour flight away if anything else went wrong, if you're home and stuff like that. So that's what I'm looking to get myself into now. So I applied to set up the company there last week. Um, yeah, so all my details are sent through to HMRC in the UK. So I'm just waiting to hear back now. And there was a bank holiday on Friday, and it's a bank holiday today there, Easter Monday. So I'm hoping tomorrow they can get back and approve me application, and then I can start opening business accounts, and then I can start looking to get into rent to rent. So rent to rent, for those who don't know, is obviously, for want of a better terms, subleasing. So I'll basically get onto um, landlords who are looking to rent out their property, and I try to negotiate with them that I will be looking to rent out the property on a basically on a commercial basis. So what that would mean is that I'm getting onto them, asking for their permission to sublease, and my goal and intentions then is to sublease to like corporate workers, contractors, construction workers, students, short-term rentals. So like the likes of your booking.coms, Airbnbs, and try to do it that way. So basically, if you start off small, so if I was looking at properties in Belfast, so if I can start off small up there, it's only 2 hours up the road, maybe then start to branch out into the UK itself, over like in England or Scotland or wherever. If I can get a nice deal, like suss out a place that's fairly cheap enough rent, suss out a place that is fairly central to the centre, suss out a place that is, fairly well furnished and it's not going to cost me too much. And if I can suss out a designated and trustworthy cleaning team, I think I could do a good job and make some money from it. So that's me little outside of fighting goal now at the minute. Especially while I'm injured here and I'm limited to what I can do with my training, I'm putting my energy into something that can potentially make me some money. So that's me plan for the next while. So I'm hoping to get this company set up and then start reaching out to landlords. I'm due some tax back from the US from fighting there, so it's money that I didn't have. So when I get it back, I'm just gonna pump it straight into the company. Um, you know, I didn't have it up until now, and I haven't really been thinking about it. So it's not money I thought I had to spend in my personal life. So I'm gonna invest it into this business and try to get me foot and my toes dipped in the water. So we'll see how that goes. But that's my plan now. Rent to rent businesses and try to upscale me properties. You know, throughout the year. So I'm looking to start off, as I said, in Belfast or else maybe Liverpool, Leeds, Birmingham, Manchester, Glasgow, maybe somewhere like that. So that's what I'm looking to do. There is, good once the occupancy rates, which are basically it's a rate of how busy the period is where people are looking for short term to mid term rentals. So if the occupancy rate is like 80%, you'll have like on average of like 21 to 25 days of the month being booked, more like 21, we'll say. So if an occupancy rate is like 21%, your average rental um, is, and the average bookings are about like 21 days throughout the month. So, if I could get a nice property, it's fairly cheap, source out a nice cleaning team, put a few quid into it, furnish it up, make it look a bit more presentable and modern, and maybe buy new furniture and the like. If I could get into it and suss out some nice deals, and then also get myself on the market, get some bookings in, try to get the ratings up. I'm hoping that I could make it like a few £1,000 per month profit, and let it all build up each month, and then look to upscale, buy a new property, maybe in a different location, and then look to do the same there. Try to get maybe a few £1,000 profit back each month, and then upscale again. So if I can get 4 to 5 units initially in the UK, and I have good income from them each month, that I can just let all this money build up to then eventually maybe set up something here in Dubai and rent out some kind of like premium luxury style apartments. The problem with Dubai is like that it's gonna cost you about 12 grand to set up a company. Um, then the landlords over here look for either a full year's rent up front or else 6 months checks, which is like six payments. So it'll be like you'll be splitting your yearly rent in half, and with two half payments of the yearly rent is what 80,000 AED, which is about 20 grand. You'll have to split it up 10 grand and 10 grand, or if you're really, really lucky, you could split it up over maybe a quarterly checks, which is like every quarter you'd pay 5 grand, say. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking to build up towards. That's what I'm looking to upscale towards. So that's my new business outside of fighting that I'm gonna get into now this year. Um, Being an entrepreneur, you're gonna take risks. I'm probably gonna lose a lot of money on it initially, just until I find my bearings and find the right structure and find the right like process that works for me. And but yeah, look, fuck it. It's like I said, it's money that I didn't have. I paid the tax in the US. I almost forgot about it until this year. So the money that I'm getting back from it, I'm just gonna pump into this. And if it works, it works. If it fails, it fails. Fuck it. I tried it. That's the risk you take when you're taking on entrepreneurial style ventures. So yeah, so be it. Hopefully it takes off, and hopefully I can get myself into the property market and ladder this way and upscale, and hopefully then eventually get enough capital to then actually buy properties, and maybe that'll be the long term goal. But like I said, if I can get like 6 or 7 or 8 properties built up over the next year or two, and then upscale to maybe different countries, that's what I'm looking to do. So here's me starting my journey, wishing myself well, saying my prayers. So crossing my fingers to say a little prayer for me. But yeah, that's more or less the gist of my new little venture. So, like I said, now at the minute I'm doing a lot of data analysis, market research, contacting cleaning teams, contacting landlords, contacting potential properties and looking up certain properties in all these different areas. So I really, really want to make this work for me. This is something I've always wanted to get into for the last few years. I've been really, really doing research on it. And when I learned about the rent to rent market in the UK and how well it's doing, I just thought that this would be perfect for me to start off in, and then eventually upscale to buying apartments or buying houses, and then maybe, like I said, going over to Dubai and doing a lot of that there then as well. So that's me plans for now. Like I said, I'm on my own here today, so I'm not gonna go on too long. A nice short and sweet episode, and yeah, I'm hoping to have a few guests on now in the next few episodes. This is more just of an impromptu one that I done just to keep the episodes flowing and to keep content going. So yeah, this is going to be up now hopefully this week. I normally aim to have it up at the end of every week, so I should have probably had an episode up today when I'm recording this. I actually recorded an episode last week by myself and we edited it and all, and I listened back to it and I didn't like it. So I was a little bit morbid with me conversation, and it was just way too long for me to be talking on my own. So I learning from my mistakes, and here I am now with a short episode, cutting it right in half and keeping it just nice and basic and keeping the talking points fairly strict. So that's it for today. Gift of the stuttering. Gift of the Jab episode 3. Like I said, thank you again, Fit Meals, for sponsoring me. I'll whip up this here, take out my spoon. I had the caffeine kick oats for my snack. This morning I had the tiramisu oats for my breakfast. And I'm going to have me a nice meal in about 3 hours. So I'm going to do a bit of gym work now, and then I'm going to have me next meal. Um, yeah, fingers crossed I can get this Instagram account back. If anyone, like I said, if anyone's listening, they have any ideas, let me know. I got onto the support at Instagram, but I don't know how helpful they'll be. So if anyone knows anyone who works for Meta, Instagram, anyone like that, tell them to give me a shout and DM me, or else just give me some advice, and hopefully I can get that account back. As I said, I put a lot of work into building my profile on it, and it's a verified account, and I don't think it should have. I don't think it should have been taken away from me this easy, but yeah, look, it is what it is. So thanks again if you've listened, and yeah, stay tuned for the next one.